Hello everyone, today we are going to talk about Devo Build, and I'm going to go into the details of what is a Devo Build, how does it work, and what is so efficient to farm when you are mid-game within the tower. Actually, I'm saying that it's very efficient for mid-game player, but I think I'm quite advanced into the game already and I'm still farming with Devo. So depending on the choice that you are making with your ultimate weapon, this strategy can carry you for a very long time. You can't use it at the very beginning of the game, but very quickly you can move to it, and I will give you like the minimum requirement to be able to move to it. So before the people that are trying to optimize every single coins per second are getting angry, I am going to present you my version of the Devo build, and at the end of the video I'm going to explain how you can improve it. It will be some downsides, so you will need to micromanage it a little bit more and you're gonna be nerfed in tournament a little bit more, but there is a version that is requiring you more micromanagement and you are going to get nerfed a little bit more, but is more optimized for coin farming, and I'm going to talk about it at the end of the video. But it will only make sense if you listen to the video before, because otherwise I'm not going to come back on every choice that I made before. I'm just going to explain the difference that you can make if you want to farm more effectively with those downsides. Okay, so let's get started. What we call the Devo build is an abbreviation for devoted, meaning that you are going to purposely nerf certain aspect of your tower in order to get certain effect that will bring you added value that you want. So that's what a Devo build means. So you are going to not develop as much as overtower certain aspect, and by default most of the time the aspect that we are nerfing voluntarily are the free utility upgrade and the free defense upgrade. You can also most of the time nerf the free attack upgrade, but that's something that I'm going to talk at the end of the video. And the idea is that you don't want to have the free defense upgrade and the free utility upgrade because you don't want to have knockback. You want your knockback to be as low as possible. You want to have your shockwave size as low as possible. And basically what is going to happen is that all the enemy, they are going to group up around your tower. And when you have your black hole and your golden tower that are going to be activated together, you are going to suck up all the enemy that have been gathered, and you are going to generate way more coin. Why are you going to generate way more coin? Let me explain you. So all my ultimate weapons are synchronized because I'm using the Multiverse Nexus. This is the bonus of coin that I'm going to get, and every bonus are multiplicative one to another. So my golden tower is around multiplied by 30. The black hole is max and you multiply by 11. The death wave is not max and you multiply by 2.3. So the overall bonus that I'm getting through the combo is 759. Another way to say that is that 4 seconds of this combo is equivalent to more than 1 hour without the combo. So as you can understand, this is very like talkative to all the people. You can realize that 4 seconds within the combo is way more important than any time without the combo. So the only time that I am actually making coin is within the combo, because the rest, the ratio is so low versus this that it's meaningless. So what I consider is that killing monster outside of the combo window is useless, and killing monster within the combo window is really important. So what I want to do with the Devo, I want to be sure that during the downtime, I'm packing as much monster as possible, and when the combo activates, they get all killed. So I have as many monsters as possible that I get killed within the combo. And because there is a spawn rate that is constant, the only way you can make this is if you stack a monster and you only kill them during the combo. So that's the whole idea behind the Devo tower versus a standard tower that we call the blender. The opposite of a Devo tower is what we will call the blender, and the blender is basically you want to have high knockback chance, so you can push back the enemy to the range of your tower, and you want to have the orbs that are killing all the enemy, so that the orbs are like blades, and this is the idea of the blender that you see. So this is killing enemy on a constant rate, while the Devo is going to stack enemy, and I'm going to explain how, around your tower. And when the black hole are going to pop, they are going to be killed within the black hole. There is 3 phases for the Devo. The first phase is the phase that I'm in right now, is as long as I get the death wave, everything is being killed constantly. So it's almost the same as if I was using a blender build. The second phase is when my death wave here that is stacking. So you see I still have like 4 capital Q. So when this death wave is going to fade down, I am going to have all the monsters that are going to cross the tower and crash on my tower. But because I'm launching normal attack, I'm going to kill those monsters. So I'm still not within a Devo build. But that's okay, because the first 2000 wave, they're not the one that are bringing the most value. And when I will get to almost 2000 wave, my auto attack will not have enough damage to kill the monster. So they just crash continuously into my tower and they will get killed by Thorn. Okay, and this is where we can really see that the Devo build will bring its benefit. Because they go through my tower and they get killed by Thorn, they are going to spawn mine. You see, this is maxed. And because I'm using landmine stun, what is going to happen is that they are going to group up, being constantly stunned around my tower. And then eventually what will happen is that my black hole will pop, and then they will get sucked up into the black hole, and then the orbs that you see are going to destroy them. So that's how it works when I have passed the first 2000 wave. And you will see through the video, as my run is progressing, we are going to get down to it. When I did the trials with and without the Devo build, I multiplied by 3 my overall coins that I was doing per run, without changing anything on my ultimate weapon or so on and so forth. So actually moving to a Devo build, in my case, multiplied by 3 the number of coins that I'm making per run, which is enormous when you think about it. So that's why I do recommend to have this. As I explained, you have some requirement to move to Devo build. The first requirement that I will say it's important is that you need to have black hole and you need to have golden tower. That is the requirement, because if you don't have the combo that I was explaining with all the multiplicator, then there is no point having the Devo build. So black hole and golden tower are key, and if on the top of that you have death wave, it's very important. The second thing is that they need to be synchronized, otherwise there is no interest for that. And one very easy way to synchronize that is to use the Multiverse Nexus, which is an epic module that is synchronizing everything. So that is making your life way easier. The other thing that is needed is that you need to have the card with the orbs, and you need to be able to adjust the range. So you can put the range that is within the black hole, so it's killing everything. That is another thing. And then one thing that I do recommend when you go very far into the runs is that for black hole you get the damage of the black hole, which is 2% here, black hole damage, so 2% per second. And the reason for that is because you are going to get some protectors, and sometimes they get stacked up in the back, the protectors, and they don't hit your tower. So you want to be able to kill them within 2 rotations of the black hole, so you don't end up with no coins, because the protector, they are also protecting the allies around them from the orbs. So every time that you have a protector, it's going to nerf your coins, because you're not going to kill the monster around. So having the black hole damage is going to help you a little bit. Obviously having an extra black hole is very important, so to me it's almost mandatory to have 2 black hole. I never tried with just 1, but I think it's doable. But overall I think having extra black hole is needed. Then finally, and this is on the black hole itself, you need to have a range that is capable of taking at least half of the range that you are using. So you see here I'm using 69 meters as a range. It's here, 69.5, and I want to have a black hole that is 56 meters, so it's above half of this. And the idea is that you want to take all the monsters that are around your tower to be sucked in. So this is important to have a certain size so you can really grab all those monsters and bring them into the hole so you get the coins. So the Devo I explained is a Devo that is used without the wall. That's the Devo that I'm using because I believe that the number of research that you need to have an effective wall is very high, and you are going to run into another problem, which is the tone of the wall is only a fraction of your tower. So you're not going to kill the enemy fast enough, and at some point it's going to be destroyed and your tower is going to be vulnerable. So if you are using a wall Devo build, I'm not an expert, but I believe you will need to have a shorter CD on your ultimate weapon to be able to avoid this congestion around your tower and around the wall. My CD of my ultimate weapon is not great. I think I have like 2 minutes and 50 seconds on my ultimate weapon. So that's too much at the end of a run for a wall build. And I think if I divide by 2 this number, potentially I can think about a wall build, but you need to have a very solid one. So I'm not very knowledgeable into the wall build. If any one of you is using a wall build, I will really appreciate it if you can leave a comment and explain the difference within the wall build that you are using and the Walless build that I'm using myself. Maybe there is things that I don't know. Also, I know that the new module, this one, is very effective for every wall build. I think it's going to be the best in slot for wall build, but because I'm not using this one, but instead I'm using this one, which is regenerating my packaged shield. So it's already an ancestral, I haven't put on the other one, so that's why I'm using no wall. Okay, so let's look at my workshop. So keep in mind that the way I like to play the tower is I really like to have it as an idle game, meaning that I don't want to be constantly looking at my screen and playing the game actively. So I want to have something that is fairly automated. And the second thing is, to me, tournament is very key. And moving to a Devo build, you are going to nerf yourself in tournament a bit. So I want to minimize the nerf, and I also want to minimize the attention that I need for the farm run. So what I did is that I maxed pretty much everything in damage. So you see everything is maxed. Obviously I don't start with max damage because this is too expensive into the workshop. I don't have max damage per meter either, and I don't have max bounce shot and super crit because they are all very expensive. But through the run, everything is going to be maxed. That means that my tower is dealing quite a lot of damage in auto attack, but that's okay because very quickly they get so much health that it's irrelevant, the damage of my tower. And in parallel that, what I'm doing is that here I put the free attack upgrade to the maximum level. The reason for that is that in tournament I want to be effectively building my damage, as this is very important as I'm playing glass cannon. So this is why I made that choice. I know it's not optimal for the Devo build, but this is the main reason behind is the tournament. Now you can choose not to max here and not to have any point into free attack upgrade. This is, in my opinion, better for Devo build, but it's going to nerf you in tournament more than it nerfs me. The very important part is here and the things that you should not max. So everything here you can max it, it's okay. What you don't want to touch is knockback chance. You want to have 0 knockback, so you don't push back the enemy and they start agglomerate around your tower. You can max the knockback force because you have no chance of knocking back. So this is completely okay. The orb speed is fine, but you want to have no orb because otherwise it's going to kill enemy on the outer circle and it's going to reduce the agglomeration of enemies that you are going to have around your tower. You can max shockwave frequency, but you want to have a very small shockwave. So it's only like pushing enemies very close to the tower and not to the orbs. That's very important. The landmine, I would recommend that you get this to the maximum level because this is going to help you control the monster and stack them around your tower. The radius, it can be maxed and the FD5 can be maxed. Another thing that you can do, it's potentially having the taunt damage below 100%, meaning that every monster are going to hit you multiple times, and this at the end is going to help you agglomerate the monster. But in another hand, when you're gonna have the vampire, because you rely on tanking with health regen, you need to hit to kill the vampire, so potentially they will stay alive longer and you will not go as far. So that's why I use 101. It's really for the vampire, but I think 99% can work because of the garlic thorn. So maybe that's something that you can try, the 9%. Very important is you want to have a high health pool and you want to have high health regen, because in Walless you have all the monsters that are going to crash into my tower, and you want to be sure that you are regenerating this HP that are lost through the health regen and also through the module that is the wormhole redirector, because that is going to increase your pool of HP that get regenerated. 25% of the package, 50%, 75%, and 100%. So you see, using Devo, you start to need to have certain epic module to be very efficient. You can do it with this just in epic or in legendary. I did it and it worked fine, but it's just that the higher the quality and the more effective the Devo build is going to be, because you have a larger pool of HP. So that's for the defense. And now if we are moving to the utility upgrade, so at the top you want everything maxed. The free attack upgrade, I maxed it, but you don't have to. What is very important is that you have 0 point in free utility upgrade and 0 point in free defense upgrade. You really don't want any of this, because free utility can potentially make you land a point into free defense, and free defense can make you land points into the shockwave size, the knockback chance, or the orbs, and this is the things that you really don't want to keep your Devo build working. So those two, they must stay at 0. And obviously the rest you need to crank up as high as possible. During my run, I only work on attack level skip, because they all crash on my tower at some point. I don't even work on health level skip. So this is what I'm doing. I'm just increasing the attack level skip. Regarding the card that I'm using, so I think the things that are very important are the farm card, so wave accelerator, the critical coin, enemy balance, the coin, the cash, the wave skip. So that's to farm more coins. Then obviously you want everything that is EHP related, so the health regen. As I explained, the health regen is going to increase your survivability, because you need to have a lot of health regen. You want to have health, because this is also increasing your survivability. The recovery package is going to help you keep this shield up, so this is always good. It's not mandatory, but it's good. I'm also using it because I have Galaxy Compressor, so that is reducing the CD of my ultimate weapon. Extra defense is very important. Plasma cannon, it's nice to have, but it's not mandatory. I just place it here because I have a lot of cards, and so the boss, I one-shot them and I don't wait 2 hits before I kill them. It's nice to have, but it's not mandatory. Landmine stun is very important, and to me it's mandatory. Demon mode is useless. I'm just using it because I'm not in front of my computer when I'm running. Demon mode is just here because I had a quest on demon mode. Sometimes I remove it and I put the nuke because I have a quest on nuke, but it's completely useless. Extra orb is mandatory to kill the monster within the black hole. Second wind is very nice to have, because sometimes you can have a bad RNG with the vampire and you have one to another that are not getting stunned, so that will give you a second life, and potentially the second life can give you 100 wave at the maximum level of wave that you are making, which is very nice. It's a nice boost of coins that you get with second wind. And slow aura, this is again to keep the monster close to my tower without hitting them, so they take more time to hit my tower, they get stunned, so I get more monster around my tower, and this is providing me more coins indirectly. So I think it's important, but it's not mandatory. So regarding the module, I think you you can use the wormhole redirector if you're not using the wall. If using the wall, I think the sharp fortitude is way better. You can use the multiverse nexus to synchronize everything. If you don't need to have this to synchronize, then you can potentially use this to increase the chance of evade the enemy when they are attacking you, so that can be an option. But I think for a lot of people, this is going to be the go-to version. For the economical weapon, I really love Galaxy Compressor because it reduced by 20 seconds the CD of my combo, and my combo has a high CD, so 20 seconds is very welcome. So I love the Galaxy Compressor. Another alternative is the Black Hole Digester that is going to increase the number of coin. The thing is that this is capped to 30%, and I tried both. This is providing me way more than 30% coin increase. So I do prefer this one, especially that in Devo you don't get so much free upgrade, so the Black Hole Digester is not really meant for a Devo build. And that's it for the module. Regarding the perks that you want to ban the free upgrade chances, because if you get this perk, then you are going to have some chance to get some defense bonus, so you're going to get some knockback. You're also going to get some free utility upgrade, which are going to increase the chance of free defense, and is going to snowball, and you're going to be maxed everywhere. So you really want to ban the free upgrade chance for the Devo build. The second thing that you really want to ban is the thing that is reducing the enemy health, but is still reducing your health regen and lifesteal. Because you are tanking with health regen, you really don't want this this perk to be here. The third one that is very important is the enemy speed reduction, but enemy damage multiplied by 2.5. You don't really care about enemy speed, but you don't want to have damage by multiplied by 2.5. And if you get a fourth ban, then I will recommend that you either ban the range enemy attack distance is reduced, but range enemy damage are multiplied by 3. Or the other things you can ban is that the enemy are not providing any more cash, but instead every time that you are passing a wave, you multiply by 13 the number of gold that you are making for a wave. This is basically stopping the cash that you are receiving, and it's bad, so choose one or the other. Regarding my ultimate weapon, having the inner landmine is helping you because it provides a little bit more control. It's not mandatory at all. I just recently get the mine, so that is not mandatory, but just give you a little bit more control. I think what is very important is that the chain lightning is turned off and the smart missile is turned off. The problem with chain lightning is that it's killing monster from very far from the tower, and it prevents the agglomeration that you want. So this is not great. And the smart missile, because it does area of effects, it's doing the same but close to the tower, preventing the agglomeration. So those two, they must be turned off. I keep the missile on my spotlight because every time that I have a quest on smart missile, I can run it and I don't need to think about the fact that I need to activate it. So this is nerfing a little bit my coin at the beginning, but it doesn't really matter in the long run. I just put it for user preference, but it's not something that must be turned on and off. I really like Chronofield. Chronofield is slowing down the enemies, so they take more time to reach my tower and they can agglomerate easily around my tower when they get stunned. So Chronofield is good, and you also provide a passive damage reduction from the enemy by 23% at my level. I stopped here, but 23% is nice. So Chronofield is also very nice as an ultimate weapon. Next point that I wanted to talk about is the effect that a Devo will have on your tournament performance. The fact that you are using a Devo build, you are going to voluntarily nerf the free utility upgrade and free defense upgrade, and you're also going to nerf certain aspects of the defense part here that are very important in tournaments, such as the knockback chance. And that means that when you are going to start a tournament, you will have more cash to spend than people that are not running a Devo build. So you're nerfing yourself. Now, the reason why I think it's not a big deal is that the amount of coins that you are going to generate through a Devo build is going to be way better and compensating way more the fact that you are nerfing on even like a week or two. It's going to create this balance that is positive for you. So I do not see any downside of going Devo. And what you can do is you can always go for the version that I'm proposing you, which is the free attack upgrade that is already maxed. So you can do whatever you want here. Especially if you have a strong def wave, this is going to be completely fine because the def wave is going to stay for a very long time. So it doesn't really matter. So my recommendation is really that if you have two black holes that are synchronized with the golden tower, you move to a Devo build, you will see that the amount of coin that you are making is skyrocketing. So it's very important that you at least try, and you will see how fast the coin are increasing versus a standard build. That's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching. If this video helped you to understand a little bit better the Devo, please consider subscribing to my channel. If you were doing a Blender build and you move to Devo, I'll be interested to know how much coin you are making now that you are running Devo versus the Blender before. Thanks for watching, and I see you on the next video.